So just sitting up nice and tall. And then for some of us, we might lean forward slightly, in which case we might need to move back. So you're trying to stack your shoulders over your hips. You might find you have to engage the front a little bit. For some of us, we might feel like we're already behind, the shoulders are behind the hips, in which case you might want to hold on to the knees and then try and lift yourself up. So we're, again, stacked shoulders over the hips. And then just keeping reaching up through the crown of the head, so nice and tall through the spine. And then just closing the eyes. And then just start to allow the body to relax a little, but still maintaining that nice posture, so just a little engagement at the front or in the upper back if you need that. And just allowing the breath to start to build, so nice deep inhales. Feeling the chest expand. And nice long strong exhales. Maybe try and slow the breath down so you get a little more control with that exhale. And then again, nice deep inhale. Nice long exhale. And just keep trying to move through that with the breath. Feeling the chest expand, rise and fall. And as the inhales start to build, get a little deeper, maybe notice how the back of the chest expands as well with that inhale. And you can almost imagine trying to breathe into the back as we feel the back of the ribs expand. Soften and fall as you exhale. And then I'll just do a couple more breaths. Do one more. Excellent. Now just open the eyes when you're ready. Lovely. From here, we'll keep going with the breath, taking your left hand down, taking the right palm up and over. So we get this nice side stretch going on. I'm going to try and work the right hip down and work the right ribs out slightly. So you get this nice deep side stretch. Well done. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, soften and go a little bit deeper if you can. Well done. Inhale, coming all the way back up when you're ready. Exhale back to center. Lovely. Inhale, lifting the left arm up and over. Again, soften the knee, soften the elbows, soften the shoulder. Maybe pressing the left hip down, left ribs out. Again, take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, go a little deeper into that side stretch. Lovely. Inhale, coming all the way back up. And exhale back to center. Lovely. We're just going to switch the legs over. So switching across with the feet or the ankles. One that feels a little more awkward. And then taking the hands out in front. As you reach the hands out, just try to press your sit bones, your hips back down. It's going to allow us to round the back, stretch out the spine. Just notice where you feel it. So for some of us, we need to stretch the middle of the back a little bit more. For some, it's the lower back, in which case pull the belly in. For some, it's just getting that broadness, so spreading the shoulder blades across the upper back. And you can do this by lifting the shoulders towards the ceiling, at the same time as pressing the sit bones back. Well done, one more breath. A nice big inhale, breathe into the back. Exhale, press the sit bones back and down. Lovely, inhale, lift the head. And exhale, working those hands all the way back in. Okay, well done, just take your time. All right, we'll go into a nice twist from here, so getting into the spine. Take the right hand behind you, left hand comes onto the right knee. Take a nice big inhale, lift the chest, maybe looking towards the right. And with the exhale, start to draw your right ribs back towards your right shoulder. And at the same time, try and bring the left ribs through as well. So you get a little bit of compression. You can have as much or as little engagement as you want to. So you can still keep this fairly relaxed, or you can feel that strength and that stretch across the back. Hold it, nice big inhale. Exhale, try and twist a little further. Hold on, one more breath, keep the chin lifted. Exhale again, twist and open across the chest, bring those left ribs round. Lovely, looking forwards when you're ready. And exhale, release back to center. All right, switching over to do the other side. Right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind. Again, inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, start to twist towards the left. So bringing that left shoulder back. Starting to pull the right ribs round and through. The left ribs start to pull back towards the shoulder. And again, feel as much or as little engagement as you want to. So maybe start to feel that stretch into the back, strength into the shoulders. Good. Play one more nice strong breath. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to twist. Play looking forwards when you're ready. Exhale, release back to center. Well done. We're coming up onto the hands and knees now. So when you're ready, into a tabletop position. Spreading the fingers nice and wide and just having the fingers turned out slightly. Pressing into the upper back and then tucking the toes under as well. When you're ready, we're just going to try to stretch out. So taking your left foot out behind you and just stretch out through that heel. Pull the belly in at the same time, so start to feel the glute engage. Take a breath. Exhale, keep the belly pulling in, heel lifted. If you're feeling nice and balanced, we're going to stretch the right arm out in front as well. So you feel that nice stretch, so opposite hand to foot. Stretching the right hand forwards, left heel back, belly pulls in. Nice deep breath. Exhale, keep that holding if you can. Well done, nice and slowly, release the hand, then release the left knee back. And we'll switch over to the other side. Right foot comes back, lift the heel up and press into that heel. So that stretch into the back of the leg. Well done, pull the belly in, lift the heel a little higher. And into the right glute. Well done, strong straight arms. Lovely, once you feel nice and balanced, reaching that left arm out in front. Stretch it out. Lovely, nice deep breaths. Good, keep pulling the belly in, keep that heel lifted. Deep breath. Lovely, release the left hand and the right knee when you're ready. All right, from here, tucking the toes under, we'll come into our first downward facing dog. So take the hips back and up, feeling that nice stretch down the back of the spine. And then starting to maybe pedal out through the legs. So just bending one knee at a time. As you start to press the hips back, as the heels lower, you might start to feel that stretch into the calves a little more, maybe into the hamstrings. And you want to try and really straighten the leg to really stretch the hamstrings. So really try and engage the thigh if you can. Don't worry if they feel a little tight. Just keep the knees bent as much as you need to. Lovely. One more with the breath. Excellent. And then nice and slowly looking forward, stepping the feet towards the hands nice and slowly. Soften the knees and then exhale, fall down. Pull the belly in. Lovely. All right, on the inhale, I'm going to ground down through the feet, maybe picking up the toes as well. And then start to roll up nice and slowly. So really round the back. You can soften the knees, tuck the tailbone. Start to squeeze the glutes as you start to lift the head, keeping the chin tucked towards the chest and coming all the way up to standing. Lovely, well done. All right, so we're going to have a little go at doing a half the sun salutation today. So a little bit easier, but it can be, it depends how you look at it. All right, so spreading the toes nice and wide, shoulders down the back, engage the glutes, the core. And when you're ready, inhale, reaching the hands all the way up towards the sky. Lift the chest, lift the belly, looking up. Exhale, fall towards the floor, soften the knees if you need to, otherwise strong legs. Lean in slightly forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, look forwards. And exhale, plant the hands, stepping your left foot back. So just the left foot back and then drop the knee down towards the floor. Well done. Inhale, lift the hands up, but keep the chest forwards. Exhale, take the hands back down. Well done. Lift the back knee and take your right foot back. Well done. Drop the knees towards the floor. Lower the chest and the chin, coming all the way down. Take the feet nice and wide. Slide your hands, your elbows forwards. And we're coming into baby cobra. So we're not trying to lift the chest necessarily, we're trying to actually get the lower ribs towards the floor and push the chest forwards. Almost like you're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades. Fire up the legs, we'll do a deep breath here. Nice big inhale. Exhale, heart forwards. Lovely, well done. Exhale, release the elbows out to the side, lower the chest. Take the hands towards the outside of the ribs and then pressing down and coming into your tabletop position. Make sure that your inner elbows face forwards, then lift the hips up high and send them back for your downward facing dog. Well done. Let's take a breath here. Good work. Well done. When you're ready, stepping the left foot forwards, drop the right knee back down towards the floor. If you feel all right, keeping the ribs forward on top of the thighs, lift the chest, lift the hands as well, looking up. Good, exhale, release the hands back down. And then when you're ready, lift the back knee, take that left foot all the way back. Lovely, drop the knees, chest, chin. And then again, slide your hands, your elbows forward for baby cobra. Inhale, lift the chest, the heart, look forwards, maybe engage the legs. Exhale, release the chest towards the floor, hands back by the outside of the ribs, tuck the toes. And then again, into your tabletop position. When you're ready for your inhale, lift the hips up high, press them back. I'll take a breath here. Nice big inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, pressing everything back. Lovely. Inhale, look forwards. This time we'll step our right foot forwards, then bring the left in behind. Make sure your feet are relatively close together. Spread the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, reaching the hands all the way back up, stretching out, open out. And exhale all the way back to standing. Lovely, well done. All right, good stuff. So from here, we'll go into our triangle pose. So take a nice big step all the way out to the right foot towards the back of the mat. And then really try and press down into the outside edge of that back foot. Keep the hips out to the tap to the side if you can, rather than that back hip rolling in. And then reach your right arm forwards when you're ready. Starting to lower that down, maybe towards the right shin, the ankle or the toe. And then try to keep your tailbone tucked under, so you feel this deeper stretch down the outside of the left hip all the way up towards the ribs. Maybe take that top hand up as well. Maybe looking up at the top thumb or looking forwards. So make sure you take the pressure out the neck. Well done. Nice deep inhale. Lift and lengthen through the crown of the head forwards, through the legs. And exhale, maybe going a little bit deeper, just feeling that nice side stretch. Well done. Nice and strong in the legs. Engage the thighs. Maybe picking up the toes to engage the feet. Well done. Lovely. We're going to try to do 2 more deep breaths. Inhale. Lift the chest, expand. Exhale, going a little bit lower. Lovely. Well done. 1 more. Nice big inhale. Exhale. Lovely, when you're ready, release the top hand. Look down at the front foot, push into the knee, and come all the way back up to standing. Lovely, we're going to pivot round. So right foot comes in, left foot goes out. Again, keeping the hips out to the side. And when you're ready, we're reaching forward with that left arm. And then slowly start to take it down towards your left shin, the ankle or the toe. Keep those hips tucked, so the tailbone tucked under, hips stacked. Well done. And then start to open across the chest. Well done. Maybe reach that top hand up as well. But it's the shoulder that we're trying to draw back. So we get that openness across the chest, not necessarily by taking the hand back. Lovely. Press down into the outside edge of the back foot. You can really feel that right glute engage. Feeling that stretch down the outside from the right outer edge of the hip all the way up towards the right outside of the ribs. Lovely, deep breaths, strong in the legs. I'm going to inhale to lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, maybe going a little bit deeper. Good work, 2 more. Lovely, one more, nearly there. Excellent, well done. When you're ready, look down at the front foot, push into the knee and coming all the way back up. Lovely, release the hands down and then turn your left foot in and try to go for a nice fold from here. So really press down into the outside edge of the feet. Start to come forwards and then lower the hands towards the floor. So you might get fingertips down, you might use a block, and then just try to come off the heels and shift onto the toes slightly. Then place the heels back down and just see if you can keep the weight slightly forwards. So heels can be down, but just keep the weight out of the heels. Maybe flatten the hands. Take a nice big inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head, and then exhale, folding down. As you fold a little further, make sure you keep the legs really strong, really straight. So thighs engaged so we properly stretch the hamstrings. Making sure that you're nice and even as well. So you might have to press a little more into the outer edge of the right foot or the outer edge of the left foot. And you can even do a little bit of a sway from side to side, just so that you can even out in the hips. Sometimes this is where we notice a little bit of an imbalance in the body. You might even pick up the toes, so then you can look and see that you can engage the arches of the feet as well. Just be careful that you haven't pressed back into the heels, so check in there. Lovely, 2 more nice deep breaths. So we're going to inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, fall down. Keep strong in the legs, belly in. Lovely, 1 more breath. Nice big inhale. Exhale, going lower. Lovely, inhale, lift, look forwards. Exhale, soften the knees, taking the hands towards the waist. When you're ready, inhale to come all the way back up, nice and slowly, and release. Good work, well done. All right, we're going to take the shorter stance now, so just shuffle your heels in and your feet, and then you just want a little bit of a shorter stance, and we'll kind of figure it out as we go along. Soften the knees and sink down, so you're getting into a wide squat here. We want to feel like we're getting into the heels, and you can sort of shuffle from side to side just so that you make sure your feet are 45 degrees, and you want to try to get the thighs down nice and low. Tuck under with the tailbone as well. This one's called goddess pose. All right, once you're ready, you take your hands out in front, and then try and get your right arm to cross over the top of your left upper arm. Take the hands maybe to the shoulders, that'll allow you to go higher. Looks like you're giving yourself a little hug. And then when you're ready, you're going to try to keep the upper arms crossed, but you can try and cross again with the lower arms. You end up working your palms or your fingers together. So left fingers might come towards the lower part of the right palm. And then to really feel this stretch, you're going to press your elbows forwards and then send your hands higher. And you should feel that stretch across the upper back. Well done, go a little bit lower. Good work, nice big inhale, lift. Exhale, go a little bit lower, press the elbows forwards, hands up. Well done, 1 more breath, make sure you got this. Inhale, tuck under with the tailbone. Exhale, lowering down, elbows forward, hands higher. Good work, well done, release nice and slowly. Woo, and coming all the way back up. Good thigh burner as well, that one. All right, let's try going to the hips a little more, and then we'll come back and do the other side. So when you're ready, turn your left foot out so it's nice and parallel with the edge of the mat. Turn your right foot forwards, and then sinking down into the right leg. You might have to go wider, just have a little check in. And you want the right knee over the right ankle here. When you're ready, drop the elbow down onto the knee or the thigh, or you can go lower and take the hand to the inside of the foot. When you're ready, taking that top arm up and over, getting this nice stretch again. But essentially we're trying to get into the hips here. So we want to keep working those hips down nice and low. Well done, maybe looking up at the top hand. Keeping the arms straight and strong. And feel that left shoulder pull towards your left foot. Well done, deep inhale. Exhale, go a little lower with the hips. Keep pressing down into the outside edge of the back foot. And feel that strength into the legs as well. Lovely, 1 more breath. Nice big inhale. Exhale, going a little bit lower. Lovely, well done. Inhale. And exhale, push into the knee, coming all the way back up. Lovely, well done. Good work. You're feeling that one. And then we're going to come back in. So right foot comes in, parallel with the outside edge of the back of the mat. And then left foot comes forwards. And then we're going to lunge into that left leg. Again, we still want these hips out to the side. So sink down, tuck under with the tailbone. You're going to open out these hips a little bit more. And then when you're ready, drop the elbow, the hand, maybe the hand towards the floor. Keep that tuck under the tailbone, belly pulls in, and taking the hand up and over. Right shoulder draws towards your right foot. And again, press down into the outside edge of that back foot. Maybe looking up at the top hand. Careful with the balance. Well done. Let's get those nice 3 deep inhales, deep exhales. Well done. Nice deep inhale when you're ready. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, try and go a little bit lower with those hips. Way 2 more. Again, nice big inhale. Exhale a little lower. Lovely, 1 more. Nice big inhale. Exhale, a little lower. Lovely, when you're ready, just inhale, release the hand down. And then when you're ready, you can push into the front knee, coming all the way back up. Lovely, let's do that goddess pose on the other side. So bring your left foot in, and again, shuffle the heels in, a little bit closer, a narrower stance, and then sinking down into your squat, your wide leg squat. Checking in with the heels, the knees, make sure you're all right with that. So your knees tucked over the ankles, tuck under with the tailbone, and then taking the arms out nice and high in front. All right, left arm crosses over the top of the right upper arm. Again, you might hug the shoulders with your hands just so you're getting nice and tight. And then when you're ready, try and cross again. Good. When you're ready, elbows forwards. Then lift the hands up nice and high, sinking down. You feel that nice stretch across the upper back, that broadness across the upper back. Lovely. Maybe looking up at the fingers. Good. Nice big inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, going a little bit lower, elbows forward, hands high. Lovely, 1 more, nice big inhale. Exhale, lower, elbows forwards, hands higher. Lovely, well done. When you're ready, release the hands, release the legs, coming all the way back up. And let's take a nice big step all the way back to the front. Good work, well done, shake it out. All right, we're going to start to work our way down towards the floor now. I'm going to try and get a little bit of some hip openers in there as well. So top of the mat when you're ready, feet together, maybe spread the toes. And then engage the glutes, the core. And then taking the hands all the way up with your inhale. Lift the chest, shoulders down the back. Exhale, reach and fall towards the floor. Drop the head, belly in. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe coming up onto the shins, get a little arch in the upper back. And exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Take your left foot all the way back. Well done. You can drop the left knee down. Well done. And then just trying to work your right foot forward slightly. As you do, you're going to feel your hip flexor on that left side start to go a little bit lower. So you can make it as low as you want to, or you can keep it as high as you want to. If you feel like it's dropping down a bit too much, try to squeeze your front heel towards your back knee. And you can have a little go at doing this on the inhale, and then exhale, release. We had a little go at doing this last week when we were working towards splits. So I'm trying to stretch and open the hip flexors. Lovely, we'll do 1 more. So nice big inhale, squeeze the front heel towards the back knee. Feel like you get a little bit of a lift. And exhale, release, soften the hips down. Good work, well done. From here, see if you can plant the hands down. Pick up the back knee, lift the hips high, and take that right foot all the way back for downward facing dog. Good, take a nice stretch out here. Exhale, press the hips back, thighs back, calves back, heels back. Lovely, looking forwards, so you can take that left foot forwards and dropping the right knee down towards the floor. Well done, come up onto the fingertips. And shuffle the left foot forwards a little bit more. And start to lower the right hip down. So again, getting into that right hip flexor. You can go a little bit further by getting that little squeeze. So front heel squeezes towards the back knee. Feel that little lift with the inhale. Exhale, release. Let that hip flexor come down. Lovely, 2 more. Nice big inhale. Squeeze again. Front knee or back knee towards the front heel. Exhale, release. Surrender the hip down. Lovely, last one. Nice big inhale. Squeeze. Exhale. And release. Lovely, well done. From here, take the hands down nice and flat. Press it into the hands. Lift the back knee. Lift the hips up high. And taking that left foot all the way through. Coming back into your downward facing dog. Take a breath. Stretch out the back, the spine. Nice neutral spine. Well done. And then when you're ready, you can drop down onto your knees. Lovely. Just walk the hands back in slightly so it feels like you're coming into a tabletop position. Then really tuck your toes under. And then you want to try and get the backs of the toes right onto the floor if you can. You can always lean back and just get your little toe down as well. Sometimes a little toe doesn't do what you want it to. And then either sit back down or walk your hands back in. So if you're not used to doing this one, it's a really nice stretch for the bottom of the foot, basically. And we'll just try and do 2 deep breaths. So sinking back down, or if you feel all right, you can sit up a little taller. Good for working towards lotus feet as well. So nice big inhale, you always take the hands to heart center, close the eyes. Deep inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. You should definitely be feeling that one. Release the hands down, or maybe they're still down on the floor, and gently turn the feet over the other way. Well done. From here, we're going to lower down, so you can keep the knees down and then lower the chest down towards the floor. Taking your hands out in front, just take the feet out behind you, and then try to lift and stretch the belly and place the ribs back down. Lovely. We're going to have a little go at doing that cobra pose again. So feet are fairly wide. Engage the thighs by pressing down into the tops of the feet and feel the knees kick up a little. From here, slide your elbows in and then have your hands spreading, or your fingers spreading nice and wide. Keep the elbows squeezing in, so you want the elbows underneath your shoulders if you can. And again, we're not trying to lift the chest. We don't want to get in the lower back. We actually want to try to melt the lower ribs towards the floor. So melt the lower ribs down. Maybe feel a little squeeze of the shoulder blades, looking forwards or even up. And stretch the chest a little more. Well done. We'll do 2 deep breaths here. Nice big inhale. Keep the legs engaged. Exhale, heart forwards. Inhale, lift the chest. Just a little to get that breath. And exhale, heart forwards. Lovely. One more. Nice big inhale. Exhale, heart forwards, shoulders down. Right, when you're ready, just release the elbows out to the side so you can lower the chest towards the floor. Taking the hands down by the ribs, tuck the toes, and then slowly coming into a tabletop position. Inner elbows face forward, spread the fingers wide, and then lifting your hips high towards the sky. Send the hips back, legs back. Get that nice stretch. Lovely. One more breath. Excellent. Well done. Nice and slowly coming through to seated position. So crossing the legs, or through onto your knees, coming all the way through. And feet out nice and wide in front. Lovely. Well done. Okay, so we'll start to come onto our back a little here. So if you shuffle forwards and then lower down, taking your feet so they're hip width apart, Press the feet down into the ground slightly and then let the head, shoulders back come onto the floor. With the feet a little bit wider, so hip width apart, take your right ankle across the top of the left thigh and start to move your right knee away from you. Flex the foot on that right foot if you can, so you start to open out on the outer side of that right hip, get that nice stretch down the hamstring. And then from here, lift the left foot as well. Flex the left foot, so toes come towards you, maybe starting to feel that stretch. And then reaching your right hand through the right leg gap, taking the left hand towards the back of the left leg. And then you can start to pull that left leg in slightly, still keeping the back on the ground. And then you should just start to feel that stretch. If you want to feel it a little more, just press your right knee forwards a little further. Keep the foot flexed, or both feet flexed if you can. Well done, close the eyes. And again, start to get that deep breath. Nice big inhale, feel the front of the chest expand. Exhale, allow the chest to melt back down into the ground. Lovely, 2 more, keep your feet flexed. Notice what you feel. Big exhale. Lovely, last one. And exhale. Well done. Nice and slowly release the hands. Release your left leg down towards the floor or left foot down. And then release the right foot as well. You might even still have the eyes closed. From here, taking your left ankle across the top of the right thigh. Flex the foot. And then when you're ready, lifting your right leg off the floor as well. Again, flex the right foot. And then take your left hand through that gap with the left leg. Right hand reaches around and grab the back of the right leg. And start to pull in gently. Bring the back down, the head, the shoulders, and the floor. And maybe starting to press that left knee further away from you, so you start to open out that hip. And then 3 deep breaths. Again, with the eyes closed, just notice the sensations you feel, and where you feel them. And where you might be feeling that stretch. And 2 more, nice deep breaths. Really feel that chest expand. Feel the back against the ground as you exhale. Lovely, 1 more. And exhale. Lovely, nice and slowly release the hands, and letting the right foot come down towards the floor. Release the left leg as well. And then just stretching the feet out and away from you. Taking the hands up and over the top of the head. You might be able to lift the chest as you stretch the hands away from you. Maybe pointing through the toes, getting a stretch through the legs. Lovely. Once you've had a nice stretch, just start to bring the knees back in towards you. Maybe a little closer towards the chest. Maybe hug in with your hands on the top of your knees or your shins. And then just take the knees a little wider as well. So if we go a little wider, we can start to bring them in a little closer as well. Then from here, start to take your feet towards the ceiling. You can keep the knees bent still. And maybe you can grab hold of the toes. Maybe you can grab the outside edges of the feet. And this one's called Happy Baby Pose. So it's a nice one for stretching out the back. I'm going to breathe nice and deeply with this one. Let's see if we can get a little engagement as well. So knees are outside of the elbows. You might have the outside of the feet, or you might have the toes. So just wherever you're at. All right, close the eyes again, just so we can focus in, feel that into the hips. And then to feel a little engagement, you're going to try to push your feet towards the ceiling. And at the same time, have your hands pull your feet back down. You should feel that strength, that little more stretch into those hips as we try to open a little more. Lovely. You can keep that engagement as much as you want to. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Well done. Nice and slowly, just releasing the hands, the feet, nice and slowly. And then just releasing the feet back down towards the floor, just noticing how that feels into those hips. Lovely. From here, we'll try and get a little bit of a twist out. So with the feet flat on the floor, you can take the feet together, knees together, and then just slowly start to take your arms out to the side. If you've got enough room, you can stretch your arms really wide, but if not, bend at the elbows, so cactus arms. Keeping the lower back on the ground, almost press it down. Start to take the knees over to the right. And then just check in, see where you're at here. So sometimes depending on which way our pelvis tilts, we might want to get a little more of an arch in that lower back, in which case we might take our feet a little further away. But if you want to intensify the stretch and get a little more into the upper back, you might want to bring the knees a little closer towards your right elbow. And again, just move as you need to. You don't have to stack the knees, you don't have to stack the feet, just do what you need. And then just allowing that left shoulder to melt down. If you have gone higher with the knees, you might even feel that into the outer left hip as well. Again, use those deep breaths. Nice big inhale. Exhale, allow the left shoulder to melt down. One more breath. Nice big exhale. And then nice and slowly, we're just going to start to move back onto our back. And we'll just try to get a nice neutral spine before we move back over. So just adjusting as much as you need to. Try to keep the upper back nice and flat, your shoulders are now both on the floor. Have the feet flat, tuck the tailbone. And then again, once you're in position, just letting those knees drop over to the left. And again, adjust the body. Maybe take the feet further away from you. It's a little less intense, but will help you to get into the lower back. Some of us don't need that and actually need the complete opposite, need to get more into the upper back and mid back, in which case maybe take the knees a little closer towards your left elbow. Starting to allow that right shoulder to melt towards the ground. And that stretch across the chest. Perhaps a little more on the right side. And again, we'll try and get on nice deep breaths here. 3 in total. Nice big inhales. Nice big exhale. Just allow the shoulders to melt, the back to melt. Complete 2 more. Excellent. 1 more here. Exhale. When you're ready, nice and slowly, just start to move the knees back to center. Bring it onto your lower back again and taking the feet all the way back down. Well done. Just releasing the hands back down by the hips. And then you can always have the palms facing upwards, elbows bent in slightly, but still have the feet flat on the floor. All right, just take a breath here just to make sure you're nice and aligned in the lower back. Just tuck under with the tailbone. And then the last one we'll try to do is just to stretch out the hip flexor a little. So if you pull your right knee in towards you, you can then release your hands and then pull that shin in towards the chest a little. So keep that right knee in nice and tight. Then release your left leg towards the ceiling, so take the toes up towards the ceiling. And then with the eyes closed, slowly start to lower your left leg towards the floor. And you want to go really nice and slow with this one. The right knee or the right leg pulling in is just going to allow us to keep that lower back on the floor. For some it's a little hard to do this. So we keep that right leg hugging it in. And as the left leg starts to get a little lower, you're going to start to feel that into the hip flexor. So depending on how tight they feel, you might find it starts to get more challenging. You might lower that heel down Might almost feel like it's going through the floor. So don't worry if the heel doesn't touch the floor. Just take it as low as you can. And we did do this one last week. We had a block under our lower back, sort of the sacrum area, just to allow us to feel that a little bit more. We can still do that when we go nice and slow. And down, take a breath. Maybe that heel is touching the floor, maybe it's hovering. Let that curl down. You can soften and bend the left knee, and then bring that foot in nice and flat again. Release your right leg, take the right foot flat onto the ground, and then switching over, bring your left knee in nice and close, poke the shin in towards the chest, and when you're ready, taking your right toes towards the ceiling. Straight leg if you can, close the eyes, and again, nice and slowly, start to lower that right leg towards the ground. So we're just feeling that nice stretch across the hip flexor. It might start to get more challenging as you go lower. Just stretching out that hip flexor. You might get to the point where the heel's starting to lower, almost like it's going through the ground, just as the ground has just disappeared. But just going as far as you can, nice and slowly. And maybe you've got that heel hovering. Maybe it's managed to release down. Don't worry if it doesn't. Now, once you've got to your furthest point, just take a breath. And then nice and slowly, just bending the right knee, take the right foot flat on the ground. Release your left leg, have the left foot back on the ground. And then just tuck under with your tailbone. Let the knees drop out to the side slightly. And then slide your feet away from you, as if you're trying to straighten your legs a little. We want to completely relax the legs then. Feet are away, feet flip out to the side. Tucking the chin slightly, eyes closed. And then just taking the hands down either side of the hips, palms facing up, elbows in slightly. Take a nice big deep breath in here. Exhale out through the mouth. Nice big inhale. Exhale out through the mouth. And then just start to let go of the breath as we come into our final posture, which is Shavasana. We just allow our bodies to be still, to rest for a couple of minutes, to allow us to switch off the mind a little, to be quiet, calm in the body and the mind. Just noticing the breath starting to let go, starting to return to its natural rhythm. And as the body relaxes, softens, you might even notice how the body feels heavy. And just allow this heaviness throughout the whole body. Allow your body to sink deeper into the earth. Relaxing your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, and your thighs. Allowing your hips to feel heavy and to sink deeper into the earth. Allowing your lower back to relax, your mid back, your upper back, allow your shoulders, the back of your head, the arms, the elbows, the wrists to feel heavier and heavier, and to sink into you. Allowing your face to relax, the space between the eyebrows to soften, Allowing the cheekbones to relax, the jaw, the chin, even allowing your tongue to completely relax. And also just let go of the breath, let go of the body, and let go of the mind. And start to bring a little awareness into the breath. Awareness back to the body. Maybe start to feel a little movement into the fingers, the toes, maybe the wrists, the ankles. And then maybe on your next inhale, taking a nice deep stretch all the way up and over the top of the head. Maybe clasping the fingers together, turn the palms away. And just enjoying that stretch, maybe lifting the chest. As you feel that all the way down to the toes. And then nice and slowly, just releasing your palms. Maybe bring the knees into the chest, coming a little heavy. And when you're ready, just roll over to the right hand side. And a nice breath here. And come all the way up to seated. Lovely, well done everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. We're just taking our hands to heart center to finish. Namaste. Thank you very much. Good work. I hope you enjoyed that. There's a lot more on the breath, which can feel like he's done just as much work. Yeah, really good to feel that in. Anyway, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
Goodbye.